So good to have you join us today. Hello and welcome to Business Daily. I'm Lee Ji-yoon in Seoul. We have a lot coming up today, so let's get started with the day's highlights. Korea is quickly aging, and there are worries that once the country's baby boomers hit retirement, the appetite for new homes could also take a hit. Global economies, including Korea, are searching for new future growth engines in the information and communications technology sector. We sit down with an expert to talk about the ICT industry and what Asia's fourth largest economy can do to get ahead of the game. But first, we head over to Davos, where discussions on the so-called Fourth Industrial Revolution and the current refugee crisis are expected to dominate this year's World Economic Forum. Our Kwon So-ah takes us to Davos 2016.
Ready for Davos? With the annual World Economic Forum kicking off Wednesday, anticipation hangs in the crisp air of the Swiss Alps town. Participants have been streaming in from around the world to put their heads and hearts together to talk about the economy and other pressing issues.
Our president, Enrique Peña Nieto, is going to be here. He's going to put our country in the context of the energy reform that we have.
Because it's my first time here, I'm also really excited because there are a lot of journalists from all over the world, and I can see how they do it and how we do it. Oh, I hope Obama will come, but I think that there were rumors that he will come, but I don't think so at the moment. Yes.
Some 250 journalists will keep their eyes and ears open on daily developments and who met whom and who said what at Davos. On the eve to the official kickoff, actor Leonardo DiCaprio had the spotlight for his activism on climate change. Generosity is the key to our future, is what he said as he was awarded a Crystal Award that honors artists for their contributions in improving the state of the world.
We simply cannot afford to allow the corporate greed of the coal, oil, and gas industries to determine the future of humanity.
Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the forum, said he hoped the participants make many friends come up with transformative ideas.
I hope you go home and you are, as myself and all my colleagues, convinced that the future of our small global village can only be well managed if there is as much dialogue, collaboration and cooperation.
The founder of the world's most recognized economic event stressed that the WEF is not just a conference, but an experience. And during the 4-day event, Korea and Arirang TV will be actively taking part in that experience. Kwon So-ah, Business Daily, Davos.
Back here in Korea, during the government's third policy briefing with President Park Geun-hye today, related ministries have promised to do more to help the country's young people live a happier life and make Korea a more rewarding place to live. Our Song Ji-sun has the details.
Improving quality of life, making people happier. That's the core of the government's third policy briefing for 2016. The session focused on creating new jobs for Korea's young people and providing customized welfare for everyone so that no one is left out. Labor and education reforms will continue, with universities reducing their admission quota and better match the needs of employers and students. President Park called on labor and management to yield and sacrifice in equal measure, given the urgency of the situation.
노사가 서로 양보하면서 고통을 분담해야 합니다. 지금 한쪽에 일방적 주장만으로 시간을 끌고 가기에는 우리가 처한 상황이 너무나도 어렵습니다. 금년에는 노동개혁을 반드시 완수하고 현장에 정착시킬 수 있도록 노사의 결단이 있기를 기대합니다.
With youth unemployment topping 9% last year, the government has boosted its budget for youth job creation by 20% this year to nearly $2 billion. For customized welfare, regional community centers will be revamped into welfare hubs for local residents. Finding the right balance between work and family life is another goal. President Park stressed that young families should be supported so they can raise kids and work at the same time. The government will provide customized policies for men and also have women get new jobs after their maternity leave. Song Ji-sun, Business Daily.
Korea's beef imports hit a record high last year thanks to the skyrocketing price of local meat. Korea Customs Service said the country imported over $1.8 billion worth of beef last year, up 8.5% from the previous record of nearly $1.7 billion in 2014. Now, that's the highest figure since the agency started compiling data in 1995. By nation, Australian beef took up nearly 57% of the total, followed by U.S. beef. The supply of Korean-bred Hanu beef declined due to government policies and disease outbreaks in the country, while the growing popularity of outdoor activities spurred demand, causing Hanu prices to soar. Korea Rural Economic Institute says the hike in local meat prices will likely continue, fueling more demand for cheaper imported beef. Property is an age-old investment vehicle here in Korea, and opinion is split on whether the value of the housing will rise or fall as the country's population goes through rapid aging. So for a look at both sides, here's our Eunice Kim.
Korea's population is projected to reach its peak in less than 15 years, to begin its decline thereafter. After hitting 52 million people in 2030, the impact of the country's low birth rate amid a graying population is expected to hit full force. Statistics Korea projects 2 in 5, that's 40%, will be 65 or older by the year 2060. And as the 7 million-strong baby boomer generation, those born between 1955 and 1963, hit retirement, the pervading view is that the home buying market will take a plunge. This is based on the thought that supply will rise as retiring homeowners sell their properties en masse to keep up with debt repayments and supplement their modest income, while demand will fall as the younger generation, a smaller pool than those ahead, are increasingly shunning purchasing homes. On the other hand, there are those who contend the demand for homes won't plummet despite the demographic contraction. They point to the growth of one-person households or people who live alone. They assert while demand for larger apartments designed for families could fall, it could be balanced out by the growing demand for single-living, mid-sized homes. And indeed, this thought appears to be gaining traction. If larger apartments gained the most value at the start of the 2000s, following 2008, we're seeing a trend of mid-sized units clawing higher profits, as their bigger counterparts are on a falling trend. Eunice Kim, Business Daily.
The Korean government plans to inject some $66 billion of public funds this year to nurture new growth engines, such as the ICT industry, in order to realize President Park Geun-hye's creative economy drive. So what are some of the ideas behind this industry and what future lies ahead of it? Let's find out.
Smart cars, surgical robots, and drones are only a few of the many technologies that make use of artificial intelligence. And these are expected to be the next big thing in the industry of information communication technology, or ICT, this year. Already out on the market are ideas like clutch bags, designed to use solar panels to charge smartphones, and smart golfwear that are equipped with in-sleeve chips to provide on-course information through mobile apps. And with growing expectations that ICT will affect and reshape most parts of our society in the coming decades, the Korean government has been focusing on the sectors of ICT and software, shifting away from its past emphasis on heavy industries. President Park Geun-hye has emphasized in order to overcome difficulties, building a creative economy based on science, technology, and ICT is the only alternative and growth engine for the future. On the horizon, though, is stronger competition from neighboring rivals like China and Japan, as Korea's information technology industry suffers from tepid growth.
And to tell us more about this, we're now joined by Kim Bum Soo, the head of 바른ICT Research Center. So good to have you join us today.
Pleasure to be here.
All right, so I know we mentioned a little bit in the report just now, but can you first tell us more about the concept of ICT and how it differs from the IT industry?
Traditional IT industry focus on human communication, sending, receiving data or information. Nowadays in ICT industry, we are focusing more on machine-to-machine interface, machine talking to the human, human talking to the machine. And as machines start talking to the human, we are seeing more communications happening in the real world at real time.
All right, then just in time for this, I guess, is the World Economic Forum in Davos, which kicked off today. And I heard that this year's meeting has a lot of focus on technology under the theme of mastering the fourth industrial revolution. Can you tell us more about what exactly this fourth industrial revolution is and how the ICT industry is expected to play an important role in it?
Fourth industrial revolution talks about the diffusion and convergence of IT technology with bio, medical, and other various technologies. And in this new fourth industrial revolution industry, we see that IT offers more pleasure, more convenience to human beings.
Then what could it mean for countries that are looking for new growth engines, including Korea? What could this ICT industry mean for these kind of countries?
The global convergence of different ICT technologies means more data, more intelligence needed to communicate, to process. In other words, in the future, we are going to see the intelligent Internet of Things society taking place and happening, which means we need more investment, more effort putting into developing better intelligent devices, analyzing software data more efficiently.
What kind of areas could we look into then? What kind of areas are we talking about here when we talk about ICT?
When we talk about ICT, we are talking about mobile communication technology, sensor technology, energy industry, and the digital devices such as smartphones, digital TV, digital panels.
So those are all the areas that countries could, I guess, eye on, right?
Right.
Okay, well, now when it comes to information technology, Korea is considered as one of the world leaders. In fact, Korea's ICT exports ranked third in the first 5 months of last year, right? So what are some of the major achievements that Korea made in this field up until now?
Korea has been one of the strong, has been leading the IT industry and ICT industry, and has been #1 country across the world, and especially in terms of ICT export. Korea has been ranked as #3 by exporting lots of smartphones and the memory chips and digital TV and digital panels, which include most of the ICT exports.
Now, but we have to talk about the sluggish smartphone, exports up until in the recent years or recent months even, almost all last year, because of Chinese and Japanese competitors, right? Can you tell us about that situation a little bit?
Yeah, the smartphone market is going to be saturated pretty quickly. In addition to that, the competitors, China is producing much cheaper competitive devices on that matter. And we are hoping that Samsung, LG, and other domestic manufacturers can produce more efficient, more convenient, and devices which can deliver better happiness to individuals.
Now, adding to that, the Korea Information Society Development Institute's latest report actually estimated Korea's growth in this ICT sector to grow less than 1% this year.
Right.
Why such a forecast?
The Korean domestic products and ICT products and exports has been focusing on the consumer goods, digital TV, smartphones, and so on. And at the same time, we see the slow demand on these global devices globally, which means the export cannot grow anymore.
Right.
And we are going to see that, we are hoping that even if the growth is slow, we are hoping so that the much smarter devices can build up and fit in the new, create the new demands. As a result, we are hoping to see more growth in the market.
Now, hoping to grow this sector into new future growth engine, the Korean government has actually stepped up investment in this industry. Can you tell us more about that?
Korea government has pledged a big amount of investment funding and support. Korea government has been very successful and very aggressive in supporting startup businesses. In the process, we have seen some success stories in the process. For instance, Creative Economy Innovation Center collaborated with large-scale businesses were established, and we are seeing some success stories out of it, and we are continuing to see that, and that will help us to enhance and increase the demand and success stories in the future.
Well, with that support, we still have a long way to go, I guess, in this industry. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you thank you to be here.
Yes. And that wraps it up for today. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.